Hey, up to this point, you've mastered the meet and greet, learned how to fact find without interrogating, selected the right vehicle, built emotional value in your presentation, created a wow moment in the demo drive, and locked in emotional commitment with trial closes. Now, we're stepping into one of the most delicate and misunderstood steps of the entire process, right? That's the trade appraisal. Well, let me say this clearly to you guys. The trade is not just a vehicle. The trade is history. The trade's identity, its emotional equity. If you treat it like just a number, you create resistance before the desk ever sees the deal. Today, I'm going to show you how to handle the trade the right way, how to build trust, not tension, and how to set the numbers conversation for success. Think about it. Most customers, they've spent years in that vehicle, thousands of dollars maintaining it. They've been on road trips, commutes. They've built memories. Maybe they've even driven their kids home from the hospital in it. And then we walk up and say, hey, yeah, we'll take a quick look and get you a number. No emotion, no validation. That's where salespeople, that's where they lose credibility. Before you ever talk value, you got to acknowledge the emotional weight of the trade. After the demo drive and trial close, transition naturally, okay? Assuming this is the one, let's take a look at your current vehicle and see how we can make the numbers work for you. Fair enough? Notice what that does. It assumes forward momentum, makes the trade part of the solution, and it keeps the focus on making it work. Now we walk the vehicle with them, not alone. Never disappear with the keys without engaging first. Instead, hey, let's walk around it together. Tell me what you've loved most about it. That question alone, it changes everything, right? Now they're talking, now they're proud. Now they feel heard. Don't be afraid if they start talking about how they love the vehicle. Then follow up with, how long have you had it? Any major work done? What would you change about it if you could? I mean, you're gathering information here, and you're also building emotional alignment. Before you ever discuss those numbers, I want you to validate their ownership, okay? Say things like, hey, you've taken great care of this. I can tell this has meant something to you. This has been a solid vehicle for you, hasn't it? Even if it's rough, even if it smells like a dog park, find something to validate, man, because validation, it lowers the defensiveness. They think you're trying to steal it from them. One of the biggest mistakes people make, they oversell the trade value before the appraisal is complete. Never promise a number, never guess. Instead, position the process. What we'll do is have our used car manager take a quick look at it. They'll consider market value, current demand, condition, and what we can realistically do with it. Our goal is to always be aggressive and fair, right? That language, it matters. You're setting expectations, showing there's a system, and removing yourself from the number. You're not deciding, the market is. Here's a massive mindset shift, man, you got to internalize. The customer doesn't buy the price of the new car, they buy the difference. So instead of obsessing over what's my trade worth, you gently shift to, at the end of the day, it's really about the difference to move from what you have into what you want. And this reframes the conversation. Now we're talking about the upgrades, the improvement, and the solution that's solving. It's not just raw numbers. People don't buy numbers, they buy emotion. Let's be honest and be real. Everyone thinks that their trade is worth more. All right, here's what you never say. That's not what it's worth. The market doesn't support that. Or we can't do that. Man, come on. Instead say, help me understand how you came up with that number. Now you're not just arguing, you're investigating. Then respond calmly. Hey, listen, I totally understand why you'd want that. Based on the current market though, and what similar vehicles are selling for, here's where we're landed. Let's focus on what it takes to move forward. Stay steady, stay professional. Emotion loses deals, certainty closes them. All right, let's talk about body language during the trade conversation. This is something we don't think about. I want you to watch for defensive posture, cross arms, tight tone, and sudden silence. When this happens, slow down. I want you to say something like, I can tell this part is important to you, and it should be. Let's walk through it together. You're not fighting the objection, you're diffusing the emotion. If tension builds around the trade, I want you to bring back the focus to the new vehicle. Hey, let's not lose sight of why we're here. You loved how this drove. You loved the space. You said this solves the backseat issue. Now we're back to the emotional anchor. That's leadership and guidance. This week, here's your homework. I want you to walk every trade with the customer, no shortcuts. Ask, what did you love most about it every time? Practice saying, hey, it's about the difference to upgrade. Role play difficult trade conversations with your team, okay? The more comfortable you are here, the more deals you're gonna save at the desk. The trade appraisal doesn't have to be tense, guys. When handled with empathy and structure, it becomes a trust-building moment. And when you handle it right, the desk becomes easier. The objections shrink. The close, man, it feels natural, like it should be, all right? Lead with empathy, anchor the upgrade. And as always, let's win the day.